Let's have another chat about tech and cyber jobs, and specifically this time, let's chat about how you can actually stand out. Now, I see this as an issue that even people from college, from big Ivy League schools, or people with a lot of experience come from, like when they're pivoting into these roles where they want to get some sought after tech job or programming SWE role at a FANG company, or insert a large government contractor here for a cyber job. And it comes down to like a few simple things. And I do think that once you understand this, you're going to look at things a little bit differently. Now, obviously, to get to this video, it was probably recommended to you, or you Googled, how do I get a job in cyber? Or how do I get a software engineering job? And my channel came up because it's under those two topics. So what you'll notice is if you back out of my video, maybe not right now, open a new tab, and you look at some of the other videos. I want you to look at one of the videos that has 200, 300,000 views, tons of likes, stuff like that. And I want you to listen to what they say. Chances are, let's take the cybersecurity example. They're going to say something along the lines of, oh, do a security plus, have a blog, and have a home lab. And I'm not dissing any of this advice. If you watch any of my TikToks or YouTubes, you're going to hear this advice a lot as well, because it is genuinely good advice and it'll help you land the role. But look at the view count of the video. Let's say it has 400,000 views. Let's assume 50% of those people are the proper target audience. They're whatever age, and they're looking for, in the cyber example, they're looking for whatever role in cyber. It's probably entry-level role. Let's say of that 50%, let's say 50% of that actually goes out and does the advice. They get a security plus, then they go to medium.com and they start up a blog, and they blog about how they made an Active Directory lab in VirtualBox with a domain controller, a server, and a workstation. The problem with that is, while it's good advice, if you have everybody doing this advice, you just get this massive herd of gazelles. Like, you get I've used the example before, you know, the Buzz Lightyear meme where he says, oh, I'm unique, and then it zooms out and it's a full store of Buzz Lightyears. Well, that's kind of how it looks. If everybody has a security plus and a blog about some very, very rudimentary, very, very simple thing, then it kind of loses its value. And a lot of folks with only degrees are feeling the impact of this. And a lot of folks have talked about like the watering down of degrees, just because so many of us, I'm an older Zoomer, to spoil it myself. A lot of us were pushed into getting these degrees, and while it's good, we have a much more educated population, at least speaking from US base here, and maybe Canada as well. There's some viewers from Canada. A lot of us were pushed for it, but it just makes us all the same. While GPA differentiates us a little bit, kind of makes us all the same. So you end up taking these all-stars, and that's why it looks like these all-stars are the only people that land entry-level cyber jobs. I apologize if you just heard my dog in the background. Much more sensitive microphone now. What you need to do is, I want you to take some of those larger YouTube videos and look at their advice, and even some of my TikToks and stuff, and add your own spin to it. Add some salt and pepper. And what I mean by this is, if they tell you to do a home lab blog, or let's say they tell you to do a project that it looks at some basic details of like an executable, and it tells you if it thinks it's malicious. What I want you to do is, maybe your salt and pepper would be, and not only tells you if it thinks it's malicious, but it also adds it to like a MongoDB or a SQLDB or Amazon DynamoDB in a free tier of AWS that you have. If a video tells you to get a security plus, why not go get an entry-level AWS cert? It's going to take you way less time, and the test is going to be a lot easier compared to security plus. So what I'm saying here is, you need to do things that make you stand out and separate yourself from the herd. Because if you're just in the big cluster in the middle, no one's going to pick you out. No one's going to reach out to you. When your resume comes through HR, you might say, oh, but hey, I've got this bubbly personality, or I'm a really good team player. I'm a joy to be around. Well, that's really good, and those are admirable qualities. That's not going to get you through an HR filter, because that's where 70, 80, 90% of these resumes are going to go to die. So what you need to do is you need to separate yourself from the pack at a resume level. I want you to, if nobody in cyber is putting their GitHub on their resume, and a lot of people still aren't, I hire a lot of people, put a GitHub on your resume. If you're a software engineer and everybody's doing data structures and algos, maybe on your GitHub add a little bit of spice, do a project not really a lot of people are doing. Do something weird in some esoteric programming language or some boutique programming language. You need to do something that separates you in whatever field it is. So, kind of trying out this video format still. I know we're only at the second video on the playlist here and trying out a new microphone here. Trying to drop these a lot more consistently, just give people a genuine good advice of how maybe they can even just spitball and just brainstorm of how to do things in their career. So if you really liked it, thanks for sticking around to this end of the video. Like, subscribe, and if you put down any comment in the comments, I will genuinely answer it. So have a great rest of your day.